You keep chasing people who make you feel the same pain you swore you never feel again. As a girl who healed her abandonment wounds, I know what it's like to keep auditioning for love that never stays. Welcome to the Post Up a Hill podcast, a space for everyday healing from a former athlete's POV. I'm your host, Lanita, aka Shanae. Let's talk about it. Why abandonment shows up even when we know better? Because we haven't healed. In layman's terms, because we haven't healed it. Oftentimes, God gonna humble. God is gonna show you, oh, you think you can go through life and not work on you and think you gonna keep getting better results. I'm gonna throw you this test. I'm gonna throw you this test. And not all tests are bad tests. Not all tests are a lesson. Da 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 da. No, sometimes you need to stay right there. You need to study. It might be a 500 question test, and you need to go through every question. Because do we know better? Let me ask you this: do you think that the patterns of abandonment, when they show up in a relationship, do you think you know better? And the reason why I ask this is to see, one, where y'all are at, and two, if y'all gonna admit it. When it comes to me, I did feel like I knew better. However, I feel like I was causing some commotion as well. And so I was just making it worse. Because again, I had abandonment issues, but I was also abandoning myself, if that makes sense. I told y'all, I didn't really know how to express my emotions, express my feelings. I didn't know how to do that. So I was just running. I was just running. That was the best thing I know how to do. If someone go my right, I'll run. It's like, I'm not finna deal with this. Whole time I needed to deal with it because I was a problem as well. So do y'all know better? A lot of times the moment you confuse attention with affection, because anybody can give you attention, but that affection is what a lot of people lack and a lot of people don't realize. Any sign of attention, you going. A man give you any attention, you going. A man tell you beautiful, you going. But when it comes to affection, if he not doing that, do you know? Or are we going to keep having the same conversations, the same arguments, the same nagguments? I made that up. It's like when you constantly nag, knowing damn well we've talked about this a multitude of times. So what are you nagging for? Do you know? When people show you affection, let me ask you this, do you even know what affection looks like? Do you know? I can tell you what it looks like for me, but do you know what it looks like for you? And I'm not saying doing a grown up. I'm not saying that, but do you truly know what affection looks like for you? Sit on that, ponder on that. And this goes back to a previous episode. The illusion of control, staying because leaving feels like we losing. And I have a client that said this as well. She gets in relationships, or not even relationships, situationships, and she doesn't leave, or it's easier for her to stay in those. And I simply asked her, hey, why do you stay in relationships or situationships that you know that's not good for you, but yet you don't want to work on yourself? She told me because it's easier for her to see the end result when it comes to a person. But when it comes to healing yourself and working on yourself, you can't see the end result. But then I said, wait, how can you see the end result if you never ended in the result? You didn't end up in a relationship, which would be the end result. You didn't end up in those. So how could you see the end result if you didn't end up in the result? A lot of women think that leaving means like like it's not a game. You're playing with people's emotions. They're playing with your emotions. It's not a game. Leaving is a win-win for everybody, for all parties. I am very adamant. I'm a vocal person of leave if you feel like you have exhausted all your options in that relationship. Leave. There's no point of you staying. If you feel like you lost yourself, again, but that also ties into, have you really done your work on healing? And this is off topic, but I will say this. Relationships are going to hold up a mirror. They are going to mirror you. You think you healed, get into a relationship and see if that mirror isn't in your face. It's going to be in your face. And that's why for me, younger Lanita, I would just leave. You're not doing what I want, I'm going to leave. But it's like, or things will get heavy, I'm out. But now it's like those people were holding up mirrors for me to fix said things, for me to really look and be like, Lanita, girl, you ain't perfect. You do be messing up. You're not perfect, mama. And this goes into you staying too long because you hope that they choose you differently. And they're not. They're not. No matter how long you stay, you cannot prove your worth to no other grown ass human being. You just can't do it. You have to believe that you're worthy of you before anyone else can. Now, however, if you're staying because both of you guys have something to work on, different case, different scenario. You know, because nobody's perfect. The reason why I hold myself accountable and I tell you guys, like, hey, I'm not perfect, all this and all that, because I know I'm not perfect. I don't come on here trying to deem myself as perfect. I had to do a lot of work. If you guys don't know, I've been in therapy for 8 years since 2017. I've been in therapy for 8 years. So this is continuous work that I have to do. This isn't something that I've been doing for like a year, 6 months. No, baby, this has been 8 years. I've come a long way, but it was hard. It was rough. It was a long journey, and I'm still going through this journey, and I still mess up. I still mess up, but you know what I do now is I apologize because I know I'm not perfect, and I know that when I do mess up, me apologizing is just one notch for like growth. Because normally I don't apologize. I wouldn't apologize, but now I don't mind apologizing because I know I'm not perfect. And then you go into like thinking if I love you a little harder, you'll stay, or they'll stay. They won't. People are gonna leave when they want to leave. It has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with them. Stop thinking that if you love people harder, they'll stay. They won't. I don't care what you buy them. I don't care how many trips y'all go on. I don't care what you do. If they want to leave, they're going to leave. If they want to leave, they're going to leave point blank. You can't make them stay where they don't want to stay. You can't keep them where they don't want to be kept. Okay? And I do want to ask y'all this. When someone walks away, do y'all feel worthless? And if you say yes, why is your worth in them people? Why do you put so much worth in the people? True question. Why, if your answer is yes, why do you put so much worth? Why do you put your worth into those people? Why? And I want you to ask yourself that. I want you to sit with yourself and ask yourself, why do I put so much worth in this person? What do I see/need in this person to define my worth? I want you to ask yourself that. And going into that, I want you to know that healing isn't about chasing closure. It's not. A lot of times you're not going to get the closure you want. And you have to be okay with that. A lot of people are not okay with that. You have to be okay with not getting the closure that you want because of expectations. Why? Because sometimes you want people to feel as bad as you did or do, and they don't. You're never going to get the answer you want/need. So what's the point? Stop expecting closure from people who can't give it to you or won't give it to you, and start creating it. I was at my family reunion and my uncle literally asked me, Lanita, do you think you will have a conversation with your dad, my real dad? Do you think you'll have a conversation with your dad? I said, no, I'm okay with it. Like, I have closed that chapter in my life. I am okay with not talking to him. Why, you ask? I know where that conversation is going to go. I have come to grips/peace with who I am as a person. I have healed a lot of me in that issue. There's no point in me having a conversation with him simply because I know it's not going to go anywhere. And I just don't want to progress. It's no point. So start creating closure, meaning stop expecting people to give you closure. Start getting it from yourselves. A lot of y'all don't need to have conversations. You just need to heal you. I promise when you start working on you and really going to therapy or whatever you need to do to work on you, you're going to stop looking for closure. It's just going to be like, all right, that ended. And then even when you have conversations with that person, if you want to have conversations with stop expecting them to respond. You get it off for you. It's not about them. If you want to have a conversation with that person, have the conversation. Not for them, for you. And that's what creating closure looks like for you. And listen, let people who leave, leave. Stop trying to get them back. Stop saying, wait, no, let them go. If they want to go, let them go. Again, you need to be okay with that. A lot of y'all are not. Because why? You're craving safety. Why? You want to control things. Why? You feel like if I do something, if I be a good girl, you'll stay. They're not. They're at the point in their life where they're over it, they're done with it, and that's okay. If I be a good girl and do what they say, they'll stay. They won't. You can't make no person stay where they want to be, where they don't want to stay. And I need you to start choosing the version of you that no longer needs convincing. Whatever version that looks like, choose that version. You guys already had your mirror moment in the episode. If you don't remember, it is, why is your worth Why your mirror moment was, why does your worth depend or is in a person that's not you? Okay. So that is your mirror moment. I don't think that was verbatim, but go back. It's in there. So again, choose the version of you that no longer needs convincing. Okay. If you don't know how to choose yourself, love yourself, that's where we need to start. And if you don't know how to do that, I do have prompts for you guys. Y'all know I got you. Y'all know I come with the prompts. The prompts will be in the description as well as the show notes. I got y'all. Y'all know. And y'all know I love y'all. Happy healing.